Stephanie, a new house, but you've got problems. Tell about what your problems are here.
Well, there's lots of problems, but the worst one is probably this wall here. The other side of it is a sheet of glass, and I wasn't told it was there.
Now, how did you discover that that actually is a sheet of glass?
Well, it looked like a painted wall, but we scraped, because I tapped it and thought, that doesn't sound right, so we scraped it, and you could then clearly see it was glass.
So, forgive to the uninitiated, why is that a problem?
Well, because say what I nearly did was I nearly drilled through that wall, in that wall, to hang something on it. When my son was sat the other side on a settee, if I had done, I'd have gone through the glass, and my son would have been extremely injured.
But is this symptomatic of what you believe is a house that wasn't fit to be relet?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. Judging by the things the council say themselves, that which is fit to let, this doesn't meet the requirements.
What correspondence have you had with the council?
There's a letter that they give you out in your new tenancy pack, and it states the fit to let, fit to occupy agendas, and there's 3 or 4 points that this house doesn't meet it on.
What are you wanting the council to do, and what have you asked them to do, and what response have you had?
I've asked them to put this wall right, or take it out. Would be the best option. I thought would be the quickest, cheapest option, just to take the wall out and make it good. But they've said they can't do that. They were going to take the glass out of the top and bodge it, basically. They weren't going to do the whole wall, they were just going to fill in the gap at the top, which I don't see how they can do, because that wall there only has one support down the centre of it. So then the wall's not going to be secure properly.
And when do they plan to do this?
I have no idea. The gentleman I saw today said he would go away, he would write to Councillor Carr, and she would let me know what he says.
Is the bigger picture over here on the west part of the Thurrock that you feel that this house is the typical of a house that has been rushed to relet and then is potentially hazardous?
I'd like to say yes to you, but they didn't rush with this one. I waited with it from the day they offered it me. I waited 3 months, and in that time all they did was reskim a floor. Didn't do any of the points I pointed out to them, and then it later transpired that the housing estates officer had given them the wrong address to do the work at for every single thing. So I don't call that rushing, but in other cases then I would say yes.
Are these problems exasperating you?
Yes, very much so. Yeah, it's constant, and tenants keep coming back. They'll initially report the problem to you. You as a councillor, you go forward with the problem, but then it comes back to you, and it comes back and back, and that is what's frustrating, and it's frustrating for the tenant. This is making Stephanie very unwell, and I can understand why. I'm sure you can understand why, but do Thurrock Council understand why? Do they understand what's happening and how their tenants are feeling?
But can you understand that they need to get places relet? They've got targets, etc.
Well, yes, of course I understand that. Targets are targets, but it's a bit of a sprat to catch a mackerel, isn't it? If a job's worth doing, it's worth doing properly. Wouldn't you rather do 10 jobs properly than do 30 and have 20 of them come back to you? Good
point. But you seem to, particularly in your ward, or maybe not maybe it's you, but a lot of these issues, do you feel you're getting anywhere?
Slowly, because I won't give in. I will carry on and keep on and on and on.
And when do you hope for this problem to be resolved?
I'd like to see it resolved in about a fortnight, but maybe that's asking a bit too much.